Oh, we are finally here. Dungeons and Dragons Minecraft. Man, I am so excited to start this series. This is one I've been waiting to start for a very long time since I heard this map was in development. I am so psyched. I actually know someone who had a big hand in developing this map, and I'm really just proud of what amazing work this is. I did a little bit of a test through just to make sure that I understood how this whole thing works, and it's amazing. Amazing doesn't even cover it. I cannot wait to show you this. If you want to grab this map, you can. It's in Bedrock. It's a Bedrock thing, so Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, Windows 10, mobile, whatever. You can grab this map from the store. It is worth the money. It's so good. Let's get started. So we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, but in the world of Minecraft. Check this out. Look at this. Look at this basement. I mean, look at all this stuff in here, man. Like, we got pizza, we got chips, we got snacks, we got D&D manuals, all this stuff. Oh, I'm so excited. Let's hop right in because we got a lot of talking to do about this map and about the world and all that kind of stuff. We are going to be role-playing this series. So if you are so interested in that kind of stuff, I'll be playing sort of as a character and a lot more on that as we get going.
Hey, glad you made it. I'm really happy that you're willing to give this game a shot. It's one of my favourite things to do with friends. Between the role-playing, strategy and just being goofy with each other, it's always a great time. D&D has something for every kind of player. Now, you said the other day that you wanted to just get kind of an intro experience before joining my regular campaign group. So I figured a more individual sort of experience would be a good way of showing you the ropes. Give you an idea of what the experience can feel like. Just take a seat whenever you feel like getting started. I've got snacks that should last us until the end of the universe, so help yourself to those too.
All right, sounds good. Well, I can take a seat. How about this one?
Good to go? Okay, so first things first, let's choose your class. I've got the basics already written up for a few of them, so you only need to worry about picking one. Do you want to be a holy warrior with the ability to heal yourself and smite your foes with the power of your deity? Paladin might be the way to go. Oh, or maybe a wizard, using your magic to blast bad guys sky high with fireballs while deflecting incoming attacks? But a rogue could be fun too. Hit and run tactics, poisoning your enemies and watching them succumb to the venom. So satisfying. But it's also lots of fun to just be a barbarian with a big axe. Barbarians can get so angry that they just kind of forget that they've been hit and keep hacking away. I've always had a hard time choosing when I'm a player, so take your time.
So now we get to pick our class. So if we mouse over this menu button, we get to this, select your class. Now I have a lot of thoughts, and I have some video game background. Like I played a lot of World of Warcraft, I played Baldur's Gate, I played Dragon Age, Origins, all that kind of, I've played quite a few of the sort of typical D&D inspired or D&D straight games. So there's some things that I like and some things I don't like. Now, Paladin has never been one that I really like. Hitting something with a hammer and healing while wearing plate, it just never felt good to me, so I don't think I'm going to pick Paladin. Now, Barbarian feels very Minecrafty to me, right? You're just going to walk up and just bash something with a hammer or with a sword or an axe or whatever. Again, cool, but that's kind of like Minecraft already, and I want to do something a little different. Now, I often pick in the games like this, I often pick Rogue because I am usually an archer. Like, my probably favorite class in World of Warcraft was a hunter. I always liked a ranger in Rift, a ranger in Lord of the Rings Online, that kind of stuff. So that's often where I go. I know I'm playing a little bit of Dragon Age Origins off camera myself right now, and again, I gravitate towards using a bow and arrow. Also, Elder Scrolls, same thing. So... But again, that you play with the bow and arrow in Minecraft, and I don't even know if that's it. So a rogue's description is a skillful assassin with swift multi-hit attacks who specialize in poisoning their enemies. I don't use a lot of poison in games usually. I'm a bit of a hoarder, so using poison means like, I should keep that in case I need it next fight, right? I keep all this stuff. So let's do a wizard. It's not very Minecrafty. The description is a magic user with the ability to create a homing projectiles and deflect incoming attacks. Yeah, that sounds great. Now, the only concern I have, I love that defense is a 4. That seems freaking great. Attack speed kind of slow. I can probably speed that up a little bit if that is indeed my magic attack speed and not my melee attack speed. My main concern, though, is damage is only a 1. And, wizards are typically like glass cannon sort of things, right? Like lots of damage, but can't take that much damage. Now, playing by yourself, maybe they have added in more defense. It actually says you can deflect incoming attacks, which seems pretty good. My concern is damage is only 1. I'm hoping that's a modifier, or like a sort of how much melee damage you can do, and not my spell damage. If my spell damage is 1, that's an issue, but I assume that we can work that out later as we go. So let's pick wizard right now and see what happens.
Okay, next let's allocate your stats. You want me to explain how stats and dice rolling work in this game?
Yeah, I do.
Stats determine what you're good at. Each stat has a use in combat, but they can also apply to role-playing situations and other things you do while adventuring in the world. Whenever you roll the 20-sided die, you'll add whichever stat applies to the roll.
Okay, makes sense.
So, say you've got a +3 in wisdom and need to see if someone is telling the truth, you would roll the d20 and add 3 to whatever you rolled. That insight check would show how well you're able to read that person's intentions and emotions. Rolling high means you can understand them and see through any lies they might be telling. Rolling low means that you believe whatever they're saying. Within reason, of course. If you roll a 20 on that die, then you'll almost certainly succeed at whatever you're trying to do, or at least get useful info. Let's try an example. You are speaking to a tavern keeper, asking after some local bandits that you've been hired to hunt down. He talks easily enough, but he says that he has no information on these people or where to find them.
Okay, so I'm going to roll my insight roll here and see if I can learn more about this tavern, this hypothetical tavern keeper.
Okay, you rolled a 10, so add 3 to that. With a 13, you notice him tense and almost physically withdraw when you ask him about the bandits, giving you the sense that he's hiding something and knows more about the situation than he's letting on.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. Rolling a 20 when you hit someone in a fight also counts as a critical hit and doubles how much damage you do to them. Rolling a 1 on that die, though, can be really bad news. Sometimes it just means failing whatever you're doing. Sometimes it means failing so spectacularly that you, fall down a flight of stairs, out of a window and into a pen of screaming goats. Okay, probably not that specifically, but you get the idea.
All right, that makes sense.
You'll also see that your class already has stats that will best support their abilities. How you add your extra stat points is up to you. Do you want to make them better at what they already do, or do you want to balance them out a bit? You'll get more stat points to distribute as we play, so don't worry about this step too much.
All right, well, it looks like we're going to pick our stats right now. Okay, so I would need to read because, things are a little bit different than like typical D&D, given that we're playing in the game engine of Minecraft, right? So strength increases the damage dealt to enemies. Now, again, I'm going to go with some assuming. I assume that means melee, but it might not. I'm just guessing. It doesn't specifically say either way. Maybe it's all damage, but either way, strength often in games like this means how much inventory you can carry, which I always dump a lot of points in because I'm a hoarder and I like to keep a bunch of stuff. I don't think that that's the case in this one. I feel like since it's Minecraft, you probably have that locked inventory of like 27 slots in your bag. Dexterity increases your attack speed, allowing you to attack faster. Again, would that be melee? Probably. Usually dexterity is more for like a rogue or a warrior, like hitting things. Now, Constitution, right? Decreases damage taken, allowing you to survive for long. Usually, Constitution equals more hit points. I don't think that's going to be the case. I could be absolutely wrong, but either way, decreasing damage taken allows you to survive for longer. That's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 of my 5 points into Constitution so I live longer because I don't want to die constantly. Intelligence. Decreases the cooldown time for spells. That's going to be my jam. My base intellect wizard. That's it. Okay, but before we put any more points in, let's go down and read the rest. Wisdom, it decreases the cooldown time for class abilities. Now, what is the difference between class abilities and spells? I don't know. I would think that spells are my class abilities. That probably is a D&D thing that I just don't have the sort of deeper knowledge to know. So I'm not sure. So I'm going to leave that out for right now. If if I end up using a class ability all the time, I can put points in that later. And the last one, of course, charisma. Increases the likelihood of critical hits and the damage dealt by them. Right now I'm -3. That's not great. That means I'm probably not very likely to get critical hits. I would eventually like to at least get that up to 0 so it's not a negative roll for me. But right now, I want to start with decreasing the cooldown between spells. So let's go ahead and put all 3 other points in this. Okay, there we go.
And like that, you've made your first character. Congrats.
Thank you.
Now, how about we dive right into things?
Let me set the scene for you.
The continent of Faerun has seen hundreds of stories turn into legends. The Dawn Age, when dwarves overthrew the tyrannical giants and elves waged war against evil dragons, thereby carving out a place in the world for small folk. The tyranny of the Rose Dragon, when the great red worm Ylvir of Salisar nearly razed Kalimshan and established her cruel empire. The time of troubles, when celestials and fiends alike were cast from their own realms, warring and laying waste to the mortal plane in their efforts to reclaim their divine positions. Yet each great story has great people steering the narrative. The Rose Dragon's empire only fell because Rafak al-Kajan and his companions slew the evil beast. The times of troubles ended because those like the mage Midnight rose to the occasion, in their case taking the mantle of divinity from the slain celestial Mistra until she could be resurrected. Now we come to the precipice of another such event, a budding calamity that could warp reality as we know it. Though there is no prophesied chosen one, no foreseen savior, if you play your cards right, you might just be able to avert what is to come. Or perhaps your story will simply serve as a cautionary tale for those who survive. Despite this, it all starts with something as mundane as fetching groceries for your parents.
I mean, I am so blown away by that. Like with the that's like the 3rd or 4th time I've seen that, honestly, as I've been sort of testing my levels and all that kind of stuff and getting ready to record the series, and I am stunned every time. I mean, it's so amazing that that's in Minecraft, that that's just in the game. Like that, you know, I don't think we're watching videos here. I think that's just in the game. It's so amazing. Bravo
We
to
open
everyone
on
who put this
Nashkel,
together.
a village on the northern slopes of the Cloud Peaks. The late spring rains have abated, making the trek across town to deliver a commission for your father at least a bit less muddy. As you make your way back along the main street, though, it is hard not to notice that your otherwise quiet home is riddled with strained, whispered conversations.
Well, here we go. We are now officially in game. I can look around and let's take a look at ourselves. Oh, look at that. Look at my mage outfit. Oh, I got the mage staff and apparently I can do that. I don't know what that is. Is that my spell? Woo! I don't know what it does. Yeah, it might be a spell. Okay. So instead of just like hit, and it looks like I have kind of unlimited attack. I can attack pretty fast there. Okay. That must be my melee spell. I'm just guessing. I don't know. Now I'm in adventure mode. This isn't going to be like a building thing, I don't think, unless that changes later. But for right now, I'm in adventure mode, so I can't like break walls or, you know, this is going to be played like a regular game within the world of Minecraft. So, hey, dude.
Standing behind his produce stand is Eric, one of the farmers living on the village's outskirts. You have known him for most of your life, though he is still young and smile lines have only just begun to crease the sides of his eyes.
Your father said you'd be along to pick up his purchase. I don't envy him his back problems, as if he didn't have enough to deal with already as the headman. Anyhow, here you go. I'm sure he appreciates having you around to do all the heavy lifting for him.
Now, before we go any further, my character is voiced, so I'm not going to be... I'll talk about the choices that I have to make, but generally when it's just going through, I'm going to let the dialogue play so you can really feel like as immersed as you can when you're watching this video. So, you know, whenever I have things to say, my character will actually just say them, so there's no need for me to say blah, 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 and then have the character just basically repeat that in their own voice, okay? So, let's see. Well, I can say for a fact, old age stinks, so let's use my IRL answer for this, shall we?
Yeah, old age doesn't seem to agree with him.
Yeah, well, it doesn't with most of us. If you're ever given the option of growing old, don't.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Okay, let's see. Should we take care of... Let's ask about the whispers since we're here.
What's everyone whispering about? I only caught a bit.
Everyone's worried about the people who've gone missing. You probably already heard about Helsa not coming home yesterday.
I did not hear about Helsa coming home already. What?
That makes the 4th person in 2 weeks. The trackers looking for her haven't come back yet, but if it's anything like the other 3 disappearances, they won't find anything.
Oh, man. 4 people have disappeared from my little village.
People are real frightened. I can't blame them. Might be a good idea to not wander around on your own, even in town.
Even in town? Okay, so now I'm going to roleplay this as a caring, sympathetic person. But the real me probably would go joking or at least confident. But no, I'm going to roleplay this. I want to be like a caring, compassionate, sweet, loving mage. So I'm sympathetic.
Fair point. You watch out for yourself, too. Your wife would either break down or start tearing the forest apart looking for you.
Yeah, and then give me a walloping for vanishing on her. But seriously, stay safe until we get this sorted out. Now, get going. I bet your father will be wanting lunch or something soon. Say hello to your mother for me.
Take care, Eric.
Mm-hmm. See you around.
All right, well, see you around, Eric. So, this is the dude. Now, I am not... Yeah, look, as I walked away, my little sort of where to go sign changed. So I think that is telling me that I'm supposed to go towards home. Look how cool this is, man. This place is awesome. There's scarecrows over there. It's freaking sweet. Stuff hanging down, man. It's really cool. All right, so we're gonna head over here and look for our home. And well, I know my dad has some back problems. You know, I know something about that. Let's
You
go up
hear
here.
voices from inside your house. Perhaps it is worth waiting and listening in.
And I just heard about it this morning.
Does anyone else know?
I caught one of the trackers before he could go out to look for Helsa. He said he'd check it out while the trail was still warm, if there was one. But I don't know if he told anyone else first.
We'll have to assume that he did. People are already starting to panic, and this will make it worse. I heard people at the market this morning talking about unfamiliar monsters. No one had seen the things themselves, but the rumors are bad enough.
This goes on and you'll have a mob at your front door demanding answers.
I'm surprised we haven't seen one already. We've got to get ahead of this.
So what are you going to do about it?
Give me a minute. I've got an idea, but I want to talk it over with Katra first. You're welcome to stay if you like. They should be back soon.
All right, well, I'm going to enter my own house. Oops, there we go. Don't.
Ah, there you
Yeah.
are.
Hi.
Put the food on the table and come talk to me. There's something we need to discuss.
Okay, food's on the table. Hi, how's it going?
Listen, you've heard about the people going missing. I'm not going to sugarcoat this, but the whole Fixxitt family is gone now. Neri found their farm empty this morning without even a sign of struggle. This is asking a lot, and I've got a feeling your mother's going to kill me after I say this.
Oh, boy.
Then don't say it.
Good advice.
But I need you to go speak with Endan Dravair and
Who's
ask for his
Endon
help.
Dravier? Who's Endon Dravier?
You're right. I think I will throttle you. Are you insane? People are going missing, and you think sending Katra out into the woods by themselves is somehow a good idea?
I have to agree with Ilan. They'd make a tempting target.
The trackers have been going on their own, and no one's bothered them. Besides, after all the training I've put Katra through, they should be fine on their own.
Yes, but you could just send one of the trackers, or someone else.
I want the trackers to keep looking for our people. Other than them, there's no one else I'd trust in the woods more than Katra. After all the times you've run off into there as a kid, you probably know the paths better than most of the villagers. And Vair's important. His ego probably won't let him talk to just a random villager. Neri could go, but she doesn't know how to fight, and I don't want the community's healer to be missing for a whole day if someone breaks their arm.
And you're not worried what Vair might do to them?
Unless Katra does something really stupid, which I would trust them not to, they'll be fine.
That's funny. I'm probably going to do something really stupid, to be completely honest. But look, again, passionate, compassionate, friendly mage, happy to help.
Mom, if I can help the village, then I'm happy to do it. Besides, I was just in the woods yesterday looking for berries, and I was fine.
I was hoping you'd say that. This isn't exactly a enviable task. I'm proud of you. Now, Endan Dravair is a proud creature. He has the wisdom of the ages and probably knows something that we don't. But there's a good chance he won't help us for free, just on principle. If he doesn't, I want you to offer him money. This pouch has 100 gold coins in it.
Okay, that seems like a lot. And so this person, Endin Dravier, is a proud it's a proud creature. I don't think you'd use the word creature if it's a person, right? So what is this Endin Dravier? And why do they want money? So this creature, whatever it is, wants money. Honestly, I can only think of one sort of creature in Dungeons & Dragons that's always known for wanting gold. And it's big, and it roars, and it breathes fire.
100? Where did you get that kind of money?
I took it from the village's emergency fund. I'd say this counts. Rounded it out to 100 using money we were saving for a new roof.
Oh, listen, I can tell you from experience, you gotta save that money for the roof, because the thing about a roof is, you go and you're cool, you don't need a roof, just save money, you're cool. Oh, put it off, and then boom, you need a roof, because water is coming down in your living room. Don't wait on the new roof. You need to get that, Dad.
Start with a low offer, like 30, and work your way up, unless you think you're gonna insult him or lose his interest.
Okay.
Whatever help or advice he can give will be welcome. If
Very
we're lucky,
specific.
he might already know where our missing people are or where to look. A bird's eye view could show him what we need.
A bird's eye view? Huh. That's weird.
I still think that this is a bad idea.
If I'm being honest, it probably is a bad idea, but it's the only one we've got.
Okay, was there anything else?
Is there anything else I should know before going?
At this point, you know everything that we do. I wish we could be of more help, but Vair's home is not far. Hopefully nothing will bother you on the way.
Right. I guess I'll head out now then.
Oh, before you go, do you want to do a quick sparring match? Couldn't hurt to brush up on your technique, just in case.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, well, I think that is going to bring us to the end of our time here in Dungeons & Dragons Minecraft. I am so excited to get this series out. I'm planning on releasing this every probably couple days, so hopefully you are as excited as I am. I'm going to try to keep these episodes around 20 minutes or so, and again, I'll be role-playing this and playing this entire map, so hopefully you are thrilled. I know I am. We'll see you in a couple days for episode 2.